So the last time we met, you guys were reeling in this aftermath of Thember Chowd, and the Deep King and Lara reappearing in this short but kind of devastating battle that took place between the two parties. And very quickly, you had been swept away from the Wormsmith's cavern. You were kind of like pushed outside, and you saw them start ferrying both dead bodies of guards that had fallen to the Wormsmith's attacks, and gold all the way to the Deep King's hold. And you kind of took stock of yourselves and what you were going to do in your next steps here when you realized that your bag of holding was missing. And especially considering the news that the Deep King had just kind of proclaimed throughout Gracklestug, you were like, yeah, we kind of need that fucking back. So you used locate object, I believe it was, Andrew? Yeah. And you guys proceeded to track whoever had taken it from you and kind of followed them all the way over to Laudagur's furrow. And while you guys had split up, kind of cornering them in the midst of the bridge, they almost dropped the bag until you managed to convince them to come to the Bullet's lair where you could meet and potentially discuss. When you had arrived at the Bullet's lair, you had, after talking to the innkeeper, had finally gone back to your room, in which you saw the bag of holding sitting upon one of the stands that had been moved into the center of your room. And as Scylla tried to approach, a couple of crossbow bolts had come through the skylight, and after that, a oozing mass had dropped down and then formed into a humanoid shape and said, tell me about the egg. And here we find ourselves standing in the room, this ooze-like figure standing in front of you. They have two weird eyeballs just kind of floating in what you would presume to be the head, but it doesn't hold a solid structure. It's just kind of like an amoeba-esque shape. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
So to be clear, the bag of holding is still on the table.
Yes.
And it's like between us?
They're beside the table on like the left-hand side, and you had approached forward, so you're probably like 10 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, Scylla's going to, like, making eye contact with this ooze creature. She's going to creep forward toward the table. I will now be taking our belongings back. And she's, like, slowly reaching her hand out to grab the bag.
It does nothing to you or to stop you from taking the bag.
All right, cool. She's gonna pick it up and step back.
Okay.
Scylla, make sure the egg is still in there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You reach in there
open
and
it.
you think of the egg, and where it's supposed to appear within your hand or within reach, you feel nothing.
It is not here.
That strange double-timbered voice pipes up from this ooze and goes, "No, of course not. We would not leave it within the bag. It is our greatest bargaining chip."
Do you refer to yourself in plural, or are you part of a group?
There are a group of us.
Somehow I don't feel like that answered the question.
It's like one of its eyes that are floating in there just kind of like turns in a weird direction and then slowly makes a 360 to face back towards you, while the other one never left looking at you.
If you're looking to do some bargaining, who are you trying to bargain with? What's your game?
My group and I would very much like to have a certain type of access within a usually inaccessible place that we believe you all could help us reach. You help us with this.
And what would this place be?
Oh, sorry. This would be the great treasure hold of the Deep King. You help us access it, and we give you back your egg.
What exactly is it in the treasure hold that you are interested in?
Oh, anything that the ravenous Deep King has squirreled away within there. See, we've heard great tales of special treasures and gems, potential artifacts that they have stuffed in there. Now, not to say that you yourself couldn't have any of the spoils. Of course, there would be a good even split, along with your egg. We have no desire to keep it. However, you are our greatest chance of getting in there, and so we will hold on to it until the deal is completed.
I don't see what is stopping you from keeping the egg after.
Well, I did give you back your bag of holding and all your other things that were in there, and we have no need for a young wormling hanging about. It's not really our style.
Not to play devil's advocate and give away any advantage we might have, but why would you not simply use the possession of the egg as your means to enter the Deep King's hold with an invitation?
We wish to remain anonymous.
Fair enough.
Let me see if I have this right. You want us to sneak into the Deep King's lair and steal just like kind of whatever from the hold?
You don't have to sneak in there. You could go under the pretenses that you have information about said egg. And if you're not willing to necessarily break in yourselves, which I would find quite interesting in of itself, considering the untold riches that may be inside and of use to you all, but you could act as a conduit for us to appear and break in ourselves instead of doing it. But we need
So
someone
just
to
kinda
get
let
us
you in,
there.
huh?
Yes, we need it in.
Is there any benefit for us other than whatever you claim may be in this hypothetical hoard, or is this more or less blackmail?
Verging more on blackmail. See, as you don't,
I thought so.
We'll take the egg there, and then we'll oust you all. But if you do this, and you do it well, we could consider future partnerships throughout the Underdark. Our network is rapidly expanding.
See, that's not verging on, that's just flat out blackmail, but at least we're on the same page. Might I ask who this we and our is? This group that you belong to that we would perhaps gain a partnership with?
Not now. No names. To all protect ourselves. I won't ask yours. You won't ask for mine.
Okay, well, I'm all in on this. This is a great idea. A strong partnership. I see no downside here. How do we get you guys in? Do we put you in a box? Can you scroosh into my boots? What's the plan?
Well, if that's going to be the case, we can drop by something that can act as a beacon and as a means for us to arrive rather swiftly to your location.
Oh. Magics.
Yes.
What is our
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what is our timeline?
Oh, the
If
sooner the
this
the
were to
better.
happen.
Yes, yes. As soon as possible is all the better for all of us. For I'm sure the Deep King, if he hears nothing for too long, will just start parading his soldiers through the streets, ransacking every home and every place, and eventually we all run out of places to hide, and then nobody gets into the great bloody treasure.
Are you not worried? Oh, wow, I just took your accent.
Well, I think I've done it twice.
Are you not worried that you have the egg that would indicate that you are the individual the king is looking for? And that perhaps this could turn around on you quite quickly?
No. See, me and mine are very well hidden among society here. There is no reason for our descent with the Deep King. Plus, if push came to shove, we'd destroy the egg and be on our merry way.
Well, that's pretty good bargaining. So, one moment, sir, or ma'am, or they. Just one moment. Quick huddle, team. Quick huddle. Oh, thank you. All right, one moment. All right. And
He's gonna like gesture you guys all in and like grab onto your shoulders.
Stool leans over like all of you with his huge skull, mushroom head.
Scylla's all in on the huddle. What are we doing?
It seems like we are robbing the Deep King.
No, I mean in this circle.
Oh, we're confiding in one another where they can't hear us.
Are you sure?
Yes.
She looks around and he's like 5 feet away.
This is referred to as a huddle. It's a common team practice. Usually everyone outside can still hear, but it gives the illusion that we're being secretive.
Team. I like that.
Sue just kind of like rolls her eye like, all right, so what are we doing?
So I'm be honest here. Our options are either do what our new pal says, or we need to get the heck out of town like yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're gonna let us out.
No, we're very clearly being strong-armed, and the whole reason we are still here is because any direction that we want to go has already been established as blockaded.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
and they don't know this, but I believe your friend might be an asset here.
That is also what I'm thinking. This does point us in the direction of Lara.
Yeah. I think this is right. We can talk to her, which I kind of was... Honestly, I was going to bring it up later. Even if you guys said no, I was probably going to contact her. Just full clarity here.
I respect your candor.
So, what I'm thinking is we say yes. We get their doohickey. We go in there, maybe like bright and early tomorrow morning. We drop it off stealthily on the way in. I can do a little magic hoo-ha to whichever of us is the most persuasive, so that we can lie and say the gray ghosts have the egg still. Which was technically true.
Lying. Yes.
There's like this long blue semi-translucent tendril that appears and like an eyeball travels up into like the middle of your circle, and it's like, that's a very good plan. I like this plan. Oh, sorry.
See, I told you.
He retracts it.
You have broken the illusion.
We would like your doohickey.
Don't say that to a person. Establish names in a relationship first, then you can ask for their doohickey.
No names.
We already established no names, Sephel.
Sorry.
If you must call me by something, you can call me Blue.
Blue, I would like your doohickey.
Someone will drop it within the hour. We look forward to hearing from you. And they create this long, like, pseudopod, and they launch it up to the grate up above, and then just, like, pull themselves up and out. Their bag just, like, coming with them and squeezing through the holes in the grate above. And then you guys are alone in the room.
So... They were interesting.
Yes, this
Yep.
Blue Band group seems very important within the city.
Oh shit!
Oh, I didn't even
Oh,
think of
no.
this. Oh, oh no.
Oh, this is the way.
So sorry.
Yep.
Take your DM's serious lore and ruin it.
Shit on.
Crush it.
You
Oh, my
couldn't have done
goodness.
it better, Sam. Please take a point of inspiration
You're
for that.
so welcome.
Fuck. That was good.
Yes!
Woo!
Fucking more powerful.
Man.
Gain a sanity point. No.
Yeah, right. I might need it for that.
Fuck. I will take
Okay,
a negative
so-
on all of my checks going forward on this game today. Going forward. That's not a joke. I will
Oh,
take a negative
shit.
one because that was so fucking good. Like, I set it up and you spiked it so
Oh.
hard in my face.
I love it. Grateful.
Shit.
Grateful. I want to thank my parents.
Jesus.
Uh,
Okay.
fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So,
Do you guys want to talk to Laura like now, or do you want like we use some magic? Do you want to hang out for a bit?
there's risk reward. If we speak to her now, and she is still, the Lara that we left, and not particularly angry, she could aid us in getting in. She would see the tactical benefit. However, if she is different, and this allegiance with the Deep King is stronger or different than we understand, we could open ourselves up to losing the element of surprise. We give up before we start.
If you were a trio and it sounds like you were a team, I find it hard to believe she would be anything but welcome to coming back into your companionship.
I appreciate that. However, I find it hard to believe she's anything other than dead, which is why I am skeptical.
I would appreciate having the information now as opposed to later. Perhaps we should message her.
All right.
All right then. You know what time it is.
And Will, I'm gonna cast Sending.
Okay. All right. Go for it. You send off. What you saying?
Hey, Lara. It's Indigo. You're alive. That's great. We have some information for the king. Could we maybe come by? Miss you lots. Glad you're alive.
Glad you're.
Yeah,
Glad
the
you're
alive
here.
doesn't.
Glad you
Yeah. Alive was 26.
are. Dang.
Glad you're.
You definitely feel like the spell works. You make connection, and you wait for a response, but nothing comes.
Well, I got good news and bad news, friends. The good news, spell successful, message sent. Bad news, no reply.
It's possible she's compromised at the moment. There could be others around. It wouldn't be wise to respond.
Yeah, is it a verbal response? I don't remember. Like you have to speak it.
I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, because I think the
Or
receiver
not necessarily.
hears it
Get
in
you.
their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
I suppose we
unfortunately,
gave-
we kind of blew our at a surprise and we gained no new information. But at least when we arrive, we'll be sure of a nice warm welcome.
Sounds like it. I'm very
Alright.
excited to meet your friend. I really am.
Me too.
Say Indigo.
I do have one other idea. So, Laura, I assume will remember myself and Sephel, aka the Magician. I don't think they don't know you. Points to Scylla.
No.
They don't know you. Points to Sue. And honestly, still, they might not recognize you because of the whole skull thing you have going on.
Awesome.
But also, she was very passionate about her loathing towards you.
Oh yeah, that's true. God, they hated me.
I think you'll have to stay behind.
You know what? For my own
Yeah, I
safety,
really think that
you're
the best
probably
thing-
right. I'll stay here. That's
There's
fine.
gotta be
It's fine.
a joke told
I
in
would say, like,
taverns
maybe, like-
somewhere.
No, I super don't think anyone should stay here. I'm just more thinking like maybe we could go in like as two different teams. Like there's team known entity, and then there's like the wild card team, and we could both be like, we have information, and then like, I don't know, get the drop on them. I'm just spitballing here.
Here's what we could do if you want subterfuge and a ongoing distraction. Two teams. One of us busts in. We say, we have information. These people took it. And then Team B busts in the door. And they're like, we have information. They took it. And then it's like a whodunit. And nobody knows.
Up in jail and probably killed or tortured until they realize we're full of shit.
Oh, well, where's your sense of adventure?
I have one, but this ain't it.
Our... This is difficult. I would think that there aren't any tours of the castle due to the rampage through the city.
No, and especially right now, I have a feeling no one would let strangers in without some reason. But if we do go in under the guise of individuals with information, I do believe that is our best bet. We then just... If we are going to do that, we need to have some information to give.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the information we really don't have.
Yes. So we either need to tell as much of the truth without incriminating ourselves as possible. I like mentioning the gray ghosts. Or we need to come up with a very convincing lie.
I mean, I think we tell as much the truth as we can. We can say that the gray ghosts have had the egg, and they were using it for like weird ritual purposes in the Whirlstone tunnels. All that is mostly true, and we'll just say that's all we know.
We can include that we were tasked to investigate it, and if we are asked where the egg is now, or what happened to it, we can simply say, they lost it.
Well, yeah, and we get the Keepers of the Flame. They gave us this mission. We came back. We reported to what's his name. He's super dead. So he can't contradict us, and we'll just say that he must let us slip to the big lizard.
Yes, let's blame it on the dead guy.
I see no fault in that.
There is one hole in... Well, there's something that could poke a large hole in this. We saw them drag Thembershoud into the keep. I don't believe it was clear whether he was slain or not. So, if we say anything involving who interacted with whom, there is a possibility they can interrogate him, cross-examine.
Listen. Do you think Thumbershout
I'm just-
is a snitch? Do you think he's a snitch? I don't think so.
I think he's a tyrant. I think he is a merciless red dragon who was just betrayed.
Yeah, but not by us.
It sounds like we are not going to split up, and we're going to do it as one group.
I do believe that would be best. And it
I-
sounds like we know what to tell them.
I like it.
Great. I do not think there is a way to enter the castle grounds unless you... There's no way we could breach their defenses.
If I wanted to spend a lot of powerful magic, I could teleport us in one at a time. But I would rather save our resources.
Yeah, we might need that
Agreed.
teleportation to get out. No. I said we
Agreed.
go in, we tell our story, we drop off the little object, and I think that's all we gotta do.
Yes.
And maybe we can find out what happened to our good friend Lara.
What are we going to do about... you think that they won't ask Sephel to take off his hood?
I have thought of that multiple times in our excursions throughout Bracklestug, and that is probably the place most likely for it to happen. I have the ability to disguise myself.
Wonderful.
It works for about an hour. And I don't have it prepared, so it doesn't work at all.
Well,
It was not in my list of studies, because for some reason, the dumb fuck piloting this meat puppet thought that the pillowcase would be enough.
My elder brain didn't think it'd be good.
So yeah, no, that's unless we long rest before then, that's out. And I'm pretty sure we just rested at like all of the. I'm pretty sure we've been awake for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys are
So-
talking, a
No. Did we get a long rest?
We
Yeah, you
long
did.
rested, woke up, checked out the obelisk, figured out that it teleported us, and then we teleported, went straight back.
No, you're right. We didn't get a long rest because we got woken up mid-combat.
By the great
you,
ghost.
you rested
came
at
up
the
on us
bullet's
while-
lair, and then you went to Thembershout.
That's
after
right.
teleporting.
You're right.
So you
Oh.
had a long rest.
That's
yeah,
right.
you're right.
Mighty DM, your wisdom is great.
my game.
All right. Well,
He is nothing if not merciful.
I think that we need to take advantage of all of the, just the excitement happening right now. And now is the time to go.
I agree. But we do need to wait for Blue's doohickey.
Yes. And look forward to seeing it.
You guys end up waiting probably about another 20 minutes or so before a bag is chucked down through the grating above and lands on that same table. And as you guys open it up, you realize that it is an amulet of some sort.
One of us should put it on, I suppose.
Or we put it in the bag if we think our items will be inspected upon arriving at the keep.
I would.
Well, let's,
They might. They.
Sue,
Can you identify
you
us
said
yourself?
you've worked with the Deep King before. I could if we want to take a few minutes. But really quick, Sue, you said you've dealt around the Deep King before.
Yes, I was a bit of a contractor of a manner of speaking for the Deep King.
How tight is security on the way in? How thorough are they?
Well, we're talking about the very seat of power, so it's pretty freaking tight. This, as the Blue Man group was saying, is probably the most legitimate way to get in within a good audience of the Deep King. And with the rewards he's promised, it's possible we could be pointed in the right direction of his secret treasure trove, which is not really so much of a secret, more of just a legend, as he is well known to be almost as covetous as a dragon itself, collecting all sorts of rarities and whatnot throughout the Underdark. But no, invisible guards, checkpoints, big metal doors, all sorts of fucking stuff that they'll probably search us, yes, especially if we come with news about the egg, probably trying to make sure that we don't have it. But as I mentioned before, he shouldn't want to kill us. He'll probably, if we had the egg and we came in with the egg, he may or may not reward us. But depending on how we conducted ourselves, we could either be tortured for bringing the egg, or we could be greatly rewarded, as he said. So prepare for a search, probably, and perhaps fair treatment as long as we are very kind and, what is it, penitent, perhaps, is the word? I'm not sure. Towards His Majesty.
We do have the benefit of having a bag that things can't be found in unless you know what you're looking for. And I suppose it is beneficial to us that we don't have the egg.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything
very-
valuable
very
that
hard
we
to
are
store.
afraid of them searching or taking, we could keep in the bag. But it seems
Fair,
like
fair.
a straightforward plan.
Do we just have to leave the amulet? Do we just leave the amulet in here, or do we have to, like, do something with it?
No,
I mean, in there.
I think
mean.
we have to bring it in, and that is how they just teleport to the item.
Yes, I believe so.
If you look through the little baggie that the amulet came in, you do find that there's the tiniest scrap of paper that says, "Tap thrice when at location." And that's it.
I will, as a matter of security and curiosity, spend the 11 minutes to ritually cast Identify, just to get a full read on what this item is.
Mm-hmm. You first get that it is of the Conjuration School of Magic. You assume through that it must have some type of teleportation magic attached to it.
So it's not a innate magic item with this ability. It's more of like, this is an amulet that has been enchanted with some form of teleportation spell.
The latter, yes.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
I will say, through your knowledge and understanding of like the weave and all that, you seem to think that it has been enchanted to work as a one-way.
Got you. So
People
you can
can-
teleport to it,
Yeah, exactly.
but you can't use it to teleport. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Magic.
Who wants to wear it? You, Sephel?
Sure, I will add it to my strange visage.
I'm sure there'll be nothing wrong with it.
Indigo, this is a very awkward question. I have a lot of long, wavy things in the way of where one would put an amulet. If I hold everything out of the way, would you do me up?
Do me up.
Absolutely. That would be my pleasure.
And I'll go ahead and clasp him.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right, well, let's
Well,
go see the Deep King.
So Magiccutioners going in with a bag on their head, no spell?
I mean, the only other alternative is we sit here the entire day and do nothing, take a long rest. I re-prepare with Disguise Self, and yeah.
That's entirely
Look,
up to you guys.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't love the idea of going in with a mind flayer.
Oh, neither do I. It would be an interesting interaction, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean...
It's your call, yeah.
Is there anything you can do from the
I
outside?
don't have, like... I mean, the other option... Not particularly. I mean, I do have the option to go invisible. So... But I don't think that would... Like, I have a feeling this entire city is run by an invisible task force. Like... And this is the seat of power. If they didn't have ways to detect an invisible individual, that would be a huge hole in their security. So I don't think that would be helpful. But you could say the same as someone disguised.
I mean... I guess if we're fine with it, let's just do it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that, or I think it's
Okay.
either you go in and hope for the best, or you sit it out.
Don't go in.
Yeah. You can give the amulet to Scylla. You can maybe just like hang out outside, and if need be, make a distraction.
I mean-
go out. I have one use of sending left. That will be my only way to contact you.
And I have no means of communication. We would be pretty in the dark about what's going on.
Oh, I have a whistle. I have a whistle that I could give you. A shrieker whistle.
It's true, you do.
The alternative is, I mean, I could be Team B and try to find another way in or up, or like you said, create a distraction.
Yeah, come think of it. The first thing I'd do if somebody came in with a hood on is take it off.
Yeah.
especially if you are suspicious of every person in your city.
Mm-hmm.
I had a really good thought for you guys as a comparison as to the invisible guard that works within Gracklestug. They're almost very reminiscent, as written, to the, and I might be butchering it, but to the Cryptia, which were the secret police within Sparta that would look as any other soldier, but they would basically roam around, and if they saw any uprising amongst the people or dissent, they would go out and just execute those people totally unseen, unnoticed. It's nasty shit from history, but that's very equivalent to how it is run here in Gracklestug. So ruthless, checking all their bases. That's who these people are. So you walk in with a hood, they're gonna be like, what's under the hood?
There is one more option. You present me to the Deep King.
Sephel,
Nope.
I thought about that, but I think, again, the next logical thing is an execution.
Listen, there are about 100 different ways after we walk in that gate that it ends in some execution. Especially because I believe we have heard that the Deep King is also being affected by the strange whatever the hell's going on that some people have been. This is a completely unpredictable scenario we're going to walk into. We could sit for hours and discuss all of the possibilities of what could go terribly wrong.
Do I think that the Deep King would want to savor the execution and kind of delay it and make a big thing about it? Or would it be an immediate slaughter?
You believe from what small outside dealings you've had with the Deep King and with working with Sue that it entirely depends on the situation in which Sephel is presented. If he is presented as the one possessing information about the egg of sorts, and that they are well within firm custody, like, you know, you have them somewhat restrained or whatever, and are just simply there as a means of facilitating this information, you don't think an execution would immediately follow. You believe that all of you could get into the hold, potentially up close and personal with the Deep King to present this information, and then who knows after that. But you don't think it would involve any kind of immediate fallout. Hell, you don't even know what the Deep King's necessary that's not the word. What his policy is on dealing with mind flayers. You just know everybody down here does not care for them at all.
That's interesting, though. I didn't even consider that as an option. I could be presented as someone who... Maybe I was just in the area while the Grey Ghost had the egg. And you found me, captured me, as a means to relay all of the information that I would have seen.
And then it just comes down to, though, our extremely debatable skills with subterfuge and deception.
Does not have to be deception. We've already talked about how to present the information in a way that we are not necessarily lying. It's just not the most current information.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea, and I do think your idea is crazy, but it's not out of the question. I have another idea. You give me the amulet. I go in by myself. I give the information to the Deep King. I tap the thing. I try to talk to Lara. I try to get out. If for whatever reason stuff goes bad, I'm the only one who can communicate over long distances. I can send for the whole B team, all of you, to come help. Or, and this is me, and I'm not great at math, but the worst case scenario, if Lara just goes murder crazy, then there's only one of us in there, instead of all of us being there.
So...
They've got a very good point. Might not be a bad idea.
Let's be very clear. Your marking of my idea as crazy.
Yep.
Bringing in a liaison of information. Presenting him with information that he wants, that we have already discussed, is somehow crazier than solo storm the castle self-sacrifice.
Whoa, no. Hear me out here.
No. Let's play this out. Every single thing we have presented, every single discussion has ended similarly in yes, but if this goes wrong. Let's apply the logic. If anything goes wrong, if they question you, if they tap you for more, if the Deep King is having a bad day, if Lara is murder crazy, what makes you think that you, as the healer, as the individual I pulled out of a cave of skeletons because I knew that we would fucking die if you went away, why the fuck would it be smart for you to go in and die alone?
Because the last thing that Lara saw before she died wasn't me deciding to save you and leaving. It was you deciding to save me.
We're not splitting. This is decision. We're not splitting the team. This is not a place to do this.
I
can make myself more persuasive.
Yeah, I I think I am leaning to Indigo here. I'm very sorry, Sephel, but it sounds as though he knows Lara quite well. And perhaps you could take the stool.
He's very persuasive as well.
I don't have a problem going.
And what do we do? Just
We wait.
that is terrible audio content.
We sit with our thumb up our ass. No, I'm just kidding.
If you are confident that you can do this and quickly, I am against it. I am 100% against it. I think there are way more ways that this can go wrong, and I think we lose a lot of options without the rest of the team, but
I feel better about your chances to get me out of a bad situation than our chances to get you out of a bad situation. Because I think I can talk my way out. I don't think that Sephel the Mind Flayer, the deepest fear of half the creatures in this city, has a chance of walking out of there.
People really don't like mind flayers.
no, they don't.
I'll go in. Just me. You keep Stool, Sue, Scylla, Sephel. You all stay as close as you dare get, I guess. I'll go in. I'll talk to Lara. I'll talk to the Deep King if they'll let me. I'll tap my little medallion at the right moment. And I'll walk out. Sephel, you're the smartest person I know. Do you have a better idea?
I don't think any of these are good ideas.
I didn't say good.
Worry.
I said better.
I just worry about leaving people alone. That's all. But I don't distrust you. I think you are naive at times. But I agree with most of what you're saying. We'll give it a shot.
Alright.
But we will be the second that you run into issues. If you think it will go south, if you think you are compromised, please call in B Team.
I will. Alright, and I'm gonna hand... I don't want to take a bunch of, like, random murder shit in there. So I'm gonna take my armor, I'm gonna take a couple daggers, but I'm gonna leave the mushroom dynamite and the tin mask cap and the bead of force with Sephel and Scylla. Because I don't see how those are gonna help me, and I think it might just look bad.
Sue actually is like, we should give them the bag of holding just in case, if for whatever reason they do find themselves perhaps within the treasure hoard, that they could grab some stuff and maybe get out of there quickly. Who knows? But in case if they do need anything else as well.
Yes, sorry, so
yes,
what,
no,
what
maybe.
was that?
Sue suggests that you
Sorry,
take the
I-
bag of holding as well.
Excellent. I can. I mean, maybe take anything you think you might need out of it, just in case. And do you think our blue friend wants to like me to tap it when I'm in the horde room, or just like anywhere in the castle? What do you think?
I think he just needs. Or they just need a somewhat inconspicuous location. I'm sure they are resourceful enough to find their way to a horde, and it would be suspicious if you, a guest, just offering information, were to go and look for it. So, perhaps either on your way in or out, duck into a hallway and tap the thing.
All right.
Ask where their chamber pot is.
All right. I'm ready. If just one last thing, would you all pray with me?
I would be honored.
If it will make you feel better.
It will.
And he holds out his hand and asks you to hold it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll hold his hand.
Yeah, Scylla will too. She's very clammy.
You're quite wet.
Yeah, there are tentacles involved.
Oh yeah, we both kind of
Yeah.
fishy.
I feel out of place now. That's fine. Toro, please guide my step today and open the heart of our friend Lara, that I might find a way to reach her and bring her back to our fold. Also be with Scylla, who is brave and strong, with Stool, who is noble and kind, with Sue, who is innovative and stealthy, and with Sephel, who is smart and makes the hard choices. Amen. Okay, let's get this show on the road.
I'm slipping one thing in the bag of holding, and I want you to be aware that you have it. It is the chime of opening. I don't know if it will come in handy, but vaults and castles and whatever might happen, you should know that you have that on your person.
All right.
Please be careful.
I will. And all right, let's get this show on the road, friends.
So Indigo, you head out from the Bullet's lair and you make your way up through the entrance, and I just picture like there's this small montage of you on your own making your way through the kind of semi-barren streets, and everybody you meet outside of there, except for the occasional guard, have kind of like downcast or shrouded faces, but are moving hurriedly as to not cause too much suspicion. But you keep your head high, and as you make your way to the gates not far beyond the Bullet's lair, we see you talking to a guard, and after a minute, they open the gates and allow you through, and then we see you moving into the deeper sections of Gracklestug, and we see you passing over the furrow where not long ago you were having this interaction with this thief Blue, who had kind of kicked off this whole thing that you're about to embark on. And as you cross over and make your way to the foot of the Hold of the Deep King, you stand outside it, and its massive gates here at the bottom of these two stalagmites. You just see these two giant basalt columns that reach up to the higher section, as there are two parts to it. There is this lower hold, and then far above, hanging between the two stalagmites, kind of like forming a big H, is another section. But you see these two huge basalt columns that go up, and from them spew forth these rivers of lava that come down, alighting the main entrance here. And as you kind of start walking up these gargantuan black marble steps, guards start kind of reappearing around you and following you up to the main entrance, where we see one of them stop you, and he looks very surprised as we hear you quickly speak to them, and we do see you being searched. And I almost picture if like this was a movie, we'd be looking farther back from like another person's perspective, maybe someone from the group who is just lightly tailing you, just trying to keep an eye out, but that might not actually be the case. We'll find out. But after you are searched, we see this large portcullis being raised, and these two massive stone doors slowly opening, and inside we just see this deep red glow as you are escorted in by two guards, and the doors close and the portcullis falls, and that's where we will leave it for this one.
gosh, it's so good to see you again. You're one of our favorite listeners. You made it to the post show notes. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, new outro means new news. We started a Discord server. Yes, we wanted to create a space for our listeners to meet fellow fans of the show. It's a new community, so hop on in, say hi, we'll be there. You can find it by going to our Twitter page, and it's linked up at the top there. Our Linktree/The Madness Table has all of our links to all of our stuff. Speaking of which, if you haven't, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We try to, post some memes and other exciting stuff, especially on Twitter, so we would love the support there. We're also going to be launching a bonus action segment soon where we talk about the behind the scenes for the different chapters of our story. So please keep an eye out for those. And if you want to submit any questions for a future bonus action segment, please email us at themadnesstable@gmail.com. Lastly, please leave a review if you haven't. All the reviews do is they help us grow. It's a quick, easy, and free way to show your support. And we always appreciate that. So again, thank you so much for listening. We hope you're happy and healthy. We'll see you next week when